everybody. It's Crystal. It's your red pill brown girl. And I have such a treat. You do see on the screen that I have one of my favorite guests, which is Blanche Robinson. And he is joining me to talk to just a wonderful, beautiful, bright, and lovely person, Nicole Curtis. And we are going to have a really great conversation. So, Nicole, welcome.
Thank you. Excuse my smile there because I thought you were introducing me first, and you were going to say I was your favorite person, but it's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
sorry, Nicole.
So
you
the
actually might be one of them.
the anticipation there, and then I'm like, oh, it's not me. It's okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's
No,
all right.
no.
You might be one of them after this
Okay.
conversation.
Yeah, it's okay. It's very late, and so we've already gone through electricity going out, internet
Yeah,
going down, so
I
all
know.
the powers that be. Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry I'm late. You guys, please let us know if you are new here, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out in the algorithms. Blanche, you want to go ahead and introduce your crew?
Uh, my crew, you mean my
Your YouTube friends.
okay, y'all, welcome to the show. Let's y'all sit back and let's enjoy the show.
Absolutely,
They know the
absolutely.
routine. I see them, they're coming in now. They know the routine.
Yeah, for sure. So we have Nicole. We are so blessed that Nicole, you came and talked to us from HGTV's Rehab Addict, and I'm so grateful she came and talked to us. This conversation came about because I posted a clip of something that should be no news. Me and Blanche actually talked about it. It should be no news, but a big deal was made about Nicole working in her home, and a word that she probably didn't even realize was on her mind kind of slipped out, and they made a complete big deal about it. And Nicole, can you share a little bit about what happened, just a little bit, just for our crowd, so we get some background?
Yeah, I mean it's real simple, and that's what people don't get out of it. They see a headline, they see HGTV, and as soon as you say HGTV, you don't have to say that I'm white, and you don't have to say it's Nicole, because in my opinion, it's probably the whitest network out there, right? I mean, so you see that and this, and you just make your own assumption. But about 4 years ago, I was filming in my own home, and I wasn't shooting for the show. I wasn't on a production set. I've had a show on TV for 15 years, been in the industry forever, but I am different than everyone else because I run my own stuff. I shoot my own cameras, or I have a camera guy, but it's very small. It's not a huge production. HGTV didn't own me. HGTV doesn't produce my show. HGTV buys the product from me, right?
Mhm.
So I film all my houses, whether I use them for the show or I don't, because I'm doing restoration. I'm doing really cool stuff. And I'm always like, we'll do something with it one day. So we were shooting, and I had this thing occur, right? And there was a limited amount of people that had access to this. It wasn't a big deal because it was in the privacy of my own home,
Mhm.
on my own cameras. The media never left my possession, right? It would be like right now, if someone came in, this is your show, right? This is your show. No one else, you're not worried about anything. You're going to snap off. If you recorded it, you have your media. So that's what happened. Someone very close to me
Mm.
was in the room. And let's just say 4 years later, out of nowhere, the day that we debut our final shows, somehow footage of me from 4 years ago in my own home was edited. First of all, was stolen from me, edited, and sold to a tabloid. And so it came
Oh.
out. And no one verified it with me. The network never verified to say, hey, we got wind of this. Is it you? Is it AI? Has it been edited? Has it been anything? Was it for the show? Was it this? Was it that? No one even asked. And I was volunteering at school, came out to a call from TMZ telling me everything going on. So that's where we've been for the last month. I'm not laughing about it.
No, I don't feel like you are.
It's just that everyone has made it like this huge deal, and like, oh my gosh, she ended her career, or she did this, or she was fired, and all this stuff. And one, wasn't under contract with anyone. Two, in the privacy of my own home. Three, That's not who I am. That's why I'm not sweating this, because I know who I am. I get that people that just read a quick headline or something else, you want to judge me, go ahead. And that's why I've talked to people, that are upset about it. I said, let's have a conversation. Literally spent days, hours just calling people and being like, hey, because they're like, did you say that word? I'm like, let's talk about it. And I will call them. I'm like, that's fine. And so, when all this comes down, I wake up every day. I'm blessed by God. I have a great career. I have great friends. I have great family. And so we carry on.
So it's most addictive drug in the world, they say, is Hollywood. Jay-Z famously said that.
Yeah.
And I do believe that you have had so much success with this show, Rehab Addict, you become a target.
Oh, yeah.
And when you hear that it's like 4 years later, you probably have moved on with your life, like, not even thinking.
Yeah.
Somebody, in order to get paid, like you said, with a tabloid, just kind of put it out there. Like, how do you protect yourself from that kind of stuff?
Well, normally I don't have to worry about it because I run, my show has always been filmed with, there's been a few exceptions, right? I have
Mhm.
done some large shows where, like, it was like Rock the Hill, Rock the Block. I don't know what the heck we did, where there's 300 people competing, whatever. Those aren't my show, right? But
Mhm.
my crew is my crew. It's
Mm.
my friends that I've grown up with. So it's my family. And there was one outsider who wasn't on the crew that was in there. I mean, there's only 4 people in that room, right? And
Yeah.
and again, no one else can take that media with them. They're shooting on my stuff. They don't walk out with my media. We take the cards. They're my cards. They're my SD cards. So that's just what it is. And when it first came out and people were like, her crew sold her out. My crew doesn't sell me out. My crew is more angry than I am,
Wow.
because they know the truth. They know what we do. They know our passion. They know our drive. They know our dedication. And this is not just this of course is hurting me, but listen, I've been through bigger storms.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is whatever. This shall pass too. It all comes out in the wash. But the headlines are hurting my guys,
Wow.
my family, my friends. And when I say my guys, like, we've shot the show for 15 years, and there's a couple of us that have been together for 15 years, which, on a production set, on a production show, but it's because it's my show. I produce it. I'm the producer. On it. I'm the builder. I'm the designer. So that's the only thing that, that's where it's a lot. It's a lot because I'm seeing my guys get hurt from it. And that's the
Yeah.
thing that makes me mad.
Wow. Go ahead, Blanche, you wanna.
Yeah. I think that it's a tragedy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just imagine a person. Let's just say you did do something wrong, which I don't believe you did, but let's say you did something wrong. How does one thing you did wrong erase your entire legacy? Like, it's wrong, and to even want your career to be sabotaged in any kind of way or hindered, to me, goes beyond what they say they want. Punishing you for making a mistake is not how this thing works, because people in society say all kind of things. They use all kind of words, and listen, the privacy of their own homes, out in public, people use all kind of words. They're in songs, they're in movies. Think about Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino puts that word in literally all his movies excessively, but guess what? He still gets to make films. Nobody calls him racist. Nobody, like, so. I just think with you, like, red pill brown girl mentioned, she said that you were a target, and I feel like it's an easy target because of not just who you are, but what you're actually doing. And the people that are actually making a difference in the world, that's what they really attack. They don't attack the low lives, and they attack the folks actually making a change and making a difference. So I think it's horrible, and I just think that I just want your I don't know. I just want your name to be restored. Not saying it's not. I'm just saying I want you to be vindicated, because what I've been seeing is just wrong.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. I Like I said, it's not going to stop us. I mean, we're not a show. We're not a show. I used a platform to bring awareness to the struggles of inner cities where we don't have funding, where the homes were just being abandoned, torn down, forgotten about. And these areas that we've worked in all these years are where it's not the shiny areas of the cities, right? It's not where people are dropping money or investing, right? And so that's what we've always done, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And there was one moment where last week where I was like, you know what, screw it.
Good
Why?
for you.
Why do I keep at this? Because we don't make money at what I do, and I'm being serious with that. I've taken like my show money and I invested in these houses that have a negative market value when we get there, and they're abandoned. I only take houses that anyone else is like, there's no way to fix this, we're going to tear it down. Or we used to just only work off the city's demolition list. Okay, so whatever they were going to demo, and the houses that they were going to demo would be on these weird irregular lots. So that means once a house is wiped off from it, it's never a buildable lot again. So the worst thing you can have in a neighborhood, okay, in my opinion, okay, is vacant lots.
Yeah. I
Okay?
live in Baltimore, so I
Yeah,
know.
it's vacant lots. It's not abandoned houses. It's vacant lots. Okay? Because even if you do build new homes, okay, it's called infill. They don't look the same, they don't feel the same, and the neighborhood loses its uniqueness and its feel. Okay? And so then it's like this weird hodgepodge of houses. So that's what we've tried to do over the years, is go to the cities with a solution and say, hey, instead of taking all this money for demolitions, okay, and then for infill homes, which are crap, okay, they're fast, quick fix builds, okay, that developers get tax credits for doing affordable housing, and it's all BS, okay? The biggest profit is a nonprofit, okay? Like, it's insane. So we said to the cities, like, let's take these homes, okay? Let's take the $30,000 that you have a demo, right? $30,000, I can do so much to a house. $5,000 in a roof, $10,000 in a kitchen and a bathroom, and put it back together. Then put somebody in it. So your neighborhood streets stay the same. So I just left a project today, okay, in the street that I'm working on in Detroit. They've just demoed 3 more houses on it. So it's almost like you go down the street and then it's empty lot, house, empty
Wow.
lot. That's not sustainable. That's not having these neighborhoods grow. Okay, you're demolishing the history, and you're ruining it so that nobody can live on an empty lot.
Wow.
So then you're taking down your population in certain parts of your city, while other parts of your city thrive and get all this money, get all the money, right? So that's what people don't understand about me when they just read on a headline. I have fought developers. I have fought at city council meetings. I have sued the city of Detroit. I have sued the city of Minneapolis because I'm against gentrification. I'm against all of this where we take all this tax money and we put it in one shiny little section of the city, and that's the pretty part, and then all the other outlying parts are ignored. The city of Detroit, we don't have a school system. We don't have a city where everything is equal, and that's a very difficult thing for any inner city to have, right? For any city to have to just have that. But that's what I've been fighting all these years, and everybody knows I'm not quiet about it. Even though I have a TV show and they want me to be PC and they want me to hire a PR team all the time, just shut up, Nicole, quit going to city council meetings, because I get thrown out by police all the time. And
Your
it's just,
tiny self.
no, they used to call me Tiny Fist of Fury, because I'm just like, listen, give us the money from that, right, and put it into this. And you can't have sustainability in a city where you continue to demo your houses, your buildings, your uniqueness, and your history. Like, it's just not possible.
The irony of what you're saying is you, little Miss petite, cute little white girl.
Yeah, I am white. I don't know if anyone noticed. Yes, I am.
I didn't notice. I thought you were Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what the worst part is? Like, how much whiter you can get than Nicole Curtis. You really can't. Like, tomorrow I'm wearing green because tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. My grandmother's family came from Ireland straight to Detroit, and she grew up in an orphanage right down the street from here. That's why I'm so involved in the city, because my grandparents grew up in here, born and raised. So,
wow.
But yeah, I'm just seen as white girl Nicole. That's it.
So you're seeing more to me, but I'm laughing because
no, I know that. I'm
the
just
irony.
Yeah, I got to.
The irony of you doing all this work to restore a city that is heavily especially the areas that you probably do a lot of the building, is heavily African American. When I spoke to you offline, one of the things that you said and opened up my eyes was, it's like this was one of the African American shows on HGTV. It's not a lot, it might be, you can probably count on one hand that shows that serve the African American population. And so this person who wanted to destroy you has now taken off the show that is highlighting these neighborhoods in Detroit and highlighting someone who is helping them. Like, how does that make you feel?
Well, I want to be careful with that word help. I don't
Okay.
think there's any neighborhood that needs help, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's always been my thing. And I get it, but I just want to explain to myself so that people. I think there's a lot, and I'll say this because everyone knows this is what I say. I think there's a lot of white people that love to go into the inner city and volunteer or
Mhm.
show up, right?
Mhm.
Because they're helping.
Mhm.
Like they don't need help, right? I don't need to help anyone. And that was the biggest thing when I started. What I was doing is that people would be like, "Oh, she's shooting a show or she's doing this." And I'm like, "No, no, no, I'm coming in as a neighbor."
Wow.
Okay? You don't and I say like people come in like like they're missionaries to Detroit. Like shut up, go home, go back to the suburbs. Like I can't take that idea. And I never wanted that. Like I'm a neighbor, and that's the thing. I'm just there to shine a light on the issues, right? And I'm one that like I don't back down. So when we had an instance I think like 10 years ago, right, where Wayne County, which is Detroit is Wayne County, was foreclosing on all these people's homes because of back taxes. They had never done it before, and all of a sudden they just decided to do this, and people were losing their homes. Like 70-year-old woman that's like a lifelong Detroit resident loses her house over $2,700 in back taxes, right? And people would be like, well, she needs to pay her taxes. Well, $2,700 is a lot for me to come up with last minute. So there was a foundation called Tricycle Coalition, okay? And so they came to me and they're like, listen, can you just bring awareness to this? And I said, no, I'm just going to buy houses. I'm going to buy these houses back. This is the other thing. When the people were losing their houses to back taxes, they weren't allowed to buy their own houses back once a certain date passed. So I went in and I bought their houses. They didn't know it was me. I was like, I don't want them to know it's me. We're not putting my name on this. I bought the houses and then we gave them back to the people on a fee-free land contract, right?
Mhm.
So they had as many years as they needed to take the time to pay that money back and have their deed to their house back. So, that's something that we're still,
Wow.
that we've battled for years because there's no reason a senior citizen loses their home that's already paid for over
Mhm.
back property taxes. Like,
Oh my
no way.
god.
But ironically, the house that we just shot that was in these episodes, the last few episodes of Rehab Addict, was one of those houses because the people, without us knowing, abandoned the house. Okay. And we had just written off these houses. Like, I wasn't going to go collect $2,700, $3,500, $5,000 from these people, whatever, have the house. I just didn't want people to lose their houses. And ironically, this last house, the people that we had bought it for just abandoned it. We never knew. And then squatters took over, and then it became a crack house. And we didn't know, but all of a sudden I was getting blight violations for this house. I'm like, we don't own that house. Like, what is this house? I don't even know what's going on. And it was one of these houses that we had donated. But because it was a land contract, I'm technically still the
The
main owner,
owner.
right? So, anyways, that's the irony of it, is that we got it back. And then that's the one, that's the one we've been fixing up. And then people say to me, like, she's taking houses that families could be living in. Like, no, what this house would have been torn down by anyone except for me, because I'm crazy enough to throw positive money into a negative, market house. It had no roof, it had no mechanics, they were dealing drugs out of it. I mean, it was bad. There was a poor dog chained up with barbed wire in the backyard when we took the house back.
Oh
And
my
I was like, I'm
god.
a dog person, right? So we had to call in dog rescue. She had puppies. It was so terrible. And the funny thing is, like a week later, 2 weeks later, I'm working on the house. No cameras, because I work without cameras, believe it or not. One of the guys came up and he's pissed because he wants his mail. And I said, how in the hell did you get mail at this house? I can't get water turned on. I can't get electric in my name because whatever. But the squatters, the crack dealer that was in my house, could get mail. I was so pissed. I like, and all the guys that work with me, right? All the guys, they're all young guys that work with me, right? And they're all like, get back in the house, get back in the house. And I'm out there like, get off my property. You're not getting mail. Like there's, so I ended up ripping the mailbox off the house because I was like, I just can't believe like I can't get city sources out here, but somehow you squatted and stole my house, made it a drug den, and you got mail. Yeah.
That is the ghettoest story. I'm sorry. I know you not. I'm saying it. I love it.
But that's what people don't understand. Like that's the stuff that goes on, right?
Wow.
And it's when all these people come in and they criticize or whatever, and I'm not being like, I'm not putting myself on a platform or anything. I'm just, these are the neighborhoods that we've worked in all these years. So I go into them by myself and everything else. But again, I'm not going to suggest these people that are like, I said, okay, well then here's the keys to the house. You come down here, and they're all scared. I'm going to tell you that they don't. They come down for a sports event in the city of Detroit, something like that. But like where we work, again, I just want to bring awareness to it. We need these cities to stay intact. We need these neighborhoods to stay intact. We need to not out-tax the residents that have supported Detroit and these cities all these years. And now that they're becoming popular again, you're going to out-tax, you're going to outprice, and then the residents can't even afford to live there. That's crap. That's crap.
Yes.
So that's the stuff we say, and then they don't like me. And then they try to make me out to be some, just
It,
white girl on TV.
it, it's like I said earlier, it's a tragedy, Nicole, because you're doing all of this work and the people condemning you aren't doing anything. That's the sad part is the folks trying to tear you down are doing absolutely nothing. And you're actually doing something for years, literally changing people's lives for the better. Think about a home is something your legacy is your home. You leave for your children and your children. And all that gets swept under the rug because of an incident. No, it's wrong. I'm sorry, it's wrong.
Yeah. Well,
You've done too much. Just going to the house alone and being harassed by a crackhead is
I mean, listen though, we've had and let me point this out too. That is never anything I would put on TV, right? We would never shoot. Like we had to. You really can't. You can't get when your house turns into like a crack den, right? You can't just evict people, right? It takes years, right?
right.
And I actually gave the squatters cash to go on and get something else. I'm not even kidding because it was just, where are they going to go? I mean,
Waive their squatters' rights.
You can't though. They can't because they have possession. The law's on their side, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to show that in my show. And I remember having meetings where like, well, why wouldn't you? Why won't you? That's good. That's good. And I'm like, no. I would never exploit someone's lowest moment in their life for my show. Like that's never been what we're about. We've all been in circumstances like my life has not been all, gravy. Yes, I know I'm white, so my life should be easy and it should be no problem. But I would never want someone taking advantage of my lowest point in my life and putting it on a TV show. So that is something over the years where our show, even people that have like just been terrible people, like on our job sites or something, we do not show them in a bad light. Like there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to exploit people in their worst moment because I always believe you grant mercy, you give them grace, and you hope, like they go on and they make a change in their life. So, that was just one of those moments too, where we're not going to show that whole story. I'm not going to show us, squatters moving out of the house. That's never going to happen. Or the poor dog in the back. I'm not showing a dog tied up, to a fence after being abused for years and years, like, no, we don't do that.
No good deed goes unpunished. So you were talking a little bit about like exploiting people. When I was doing my show, I was so furious at the guy who was basically talking to the press and saying that, oh yeah, she helped me with my home. She was extremely gracious and kind to me and my partner. Oh, but she's basically a bad person. And it frustrated me. And can you tell a little bit about that story? Because not only that, I'm surprised at the people who haven't come out for you. You've done a lot of work with the king himself, Mr. LeBron James, partnering with him. And you guys, I can show you some pictures where she's done so much. And then, like you said, at your lowest moment, which is, I'm sure you probably had lower personal moments.
Oh, let's just chalk this up to this.
Exactly.
I have friends battling cancer, and anyone that knows my story knows that
Yeah.
we scream about pediatric cancer research because
Oh my
we
gosh.
lost my best friend's 9-year-old daughter in the middle of shooting all these shows. So let me just make this clear in case anyone doesn't understand. This is all bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's not going to bring me down. It's not going to ruin my life. It's not the end of my life.
I love that.
It's this much.
Yeah.
Honestly, who cares? It's a TV show. There's
Yeah.
more important things in life. But I told everyone, don't come out and support us. And honestly, in regards to LeBron, this is such a speck of news. I mean, it's clickbait, right? But
Yeah.
I'm sure like LeBron James isn't like going to play and he's like, hey, look at what happened to Nicole today. You know, I'm sure it's not, but it is one of those moments where the gentleman that you're speaking about has berated me on social media every single day. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? And the funny thing is, I did say to him, I said, I have, like, behind me, I have the raw footage from when I did his house.
Wow.
You just be thankful that I am a church-going mama who would never, ever put anyone in a bad light. But if I pulled out raw footage of some of these people that I shot with, oh, they would have some bad moments for sure. But that's just stuff where, again, I
In your own
do
money.
anything
You said
in my
you
own money. Oh, yes. That's the best part is that because we did a show called Rehab Addict Rescue because I thought, honestly, I got bored doing my show. Okay. I didn't wake up one day and was like, I want to be an influencer because when I started in TV, there was no influencing. Facebook
Yeah.
was still for college people. I mean, there wasn't anything like that. I used to like go to hardwares and talk with people about old houses because that was my forum. So I didn't set out to be on TV. I'm not a person who enjoys being on TV. I like bringing a platform to something. When I started, people thought that, if you loved old houses or stuff like that, you were out there. It wasn't cool. It wasn't trendy. When I started on HGTV, they were making every old house. They were gutting it and doing all this. And that's how I came in because I'm like, I don't do that. And we do it for real costs. Now, I'm not going to put a $200,000 kitchen in. Who has $200,000 to put in a kitchen? If you got that, then you got money to make a great life for yourself. Live out of a suitcase and go travel the world or give back to your community. But that's kind of how our show started. So then I had this ingenious idea. I'm bored. Why don't we go help all these people that always ask me for advice? So we vetted them because it was my show. We drove around in a blizzard, my entire crew, because again, my crew is my friends, right?
Yeah.
My camera, whoever does my audio. So we all jumped in a truck in the middle of a blizzard and we went and met all these people that rode into us to help in the city. But what we really want to do, because I was giving 20 to 30,000 in all of our time to somebody, which is a big chunk of money. I don't know how it was when you got your first house. No one handed me $20,000, $30,000.
Oh no.
No one handed me $20, $30, right? Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold up, Nicole. You mean to tell me you're white and nobody just gave you money?
No,
You don't have a
believe
money
it or not.
tree?
No,
Wait a minute. Now I was told that white people
Yeah.
want to get a home, they just go and they go ask white Jesus, and he gives them the money to get a home. Is that not what happened?
And you know what? I don't have white Jesus in my house, but I can go ask him. I literally around the corner. There's a photo. There's a old oil painting of the Last Supper. I can't make this stuff up, but no, I was a house cleaner. Okay, I bartended, I waitressed, I put myself through 3/4 of a teaching degree because I couldn't afford to student teach, and I scrubbed toilets to buy my first house. Like that's I was a house cleaner from Detroit. Like I used to do odd jobs on Craigslist, like no one handed me anything. And that's where it's like, so to get back to these shows that I did where I was handing people money, I really wanted to vet them and make sure, because what I said is I'm not giving some spoiled ass couple who just wants to be on TV my money and my time. Like, let's find somebody. So I thought we did a pretty good job vetting. Obviously we did not. There were a couple, and I won't mention any names, but you did mention one, where after we got into it, like a week in, we were like, oh, I don't think we were told the whole truth. Like they had already flipped a home, and basically our platform was that. But it was
Wow.
like, all right, we're already in. And listen, again, I'm a mom. I'm 49 years old. I always want to see the good in people. I always want to see as a life lesson. I was like, we're just going to get it done. We're going to work it out. But it was some of these homes, working with some of these people was really it was a bad experience. They were mean to our crew. They were rude to us. They weren't grateful, right?
Yeah.
And I don't get paid. I don't get paid for like every minute, every hour. I only get paid per episode. So we
Okay.
don't get residuals. Okay, we don't. So once an episode airs, it's one and done, right? So my time, let's say those episodes were 42 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I only get paid for 42 minutes. That particular home, I think, took us about 7 to 8 weeks of our crew working. And when I say my crew working, I don't just show up and be like, I'm Nicole Curtis on camera. I'm actually in there restoring a house, and I
Right.
run my crew. And the stuff you see on camera is like the minimal time. So what a kick in the teeth. And I did try to have a conversation with him, like, hey, can we just talk about this? And then he screenshot me reaching out to him. The week before, I saw that he had just become a licensed realtor. And so
Ah.
I said, hey, we're getting ready to sell the crack house, because I am going to sell that, because we have another lot within. I usually don't sell my houses, but that one we like I'm up to here with houses. So I said, hey, if you have any buyers, it's going to be, I don't make it like, it's going to be a great deal, because I got $300,000 into the house and they're going to get it for minimal. And I was like, congratulations on being a real estate agent or whatever else. And that was how we left it. So to see that, it was really shocking, to say the least. And my entire, again, my like one of my best girlfriends was over at that house cleaning all the time with me, like setting it up. And we don't get paid for that. So that's why I laughed. And I said to him, I said, well, then just give us our money back. If you think that's really who I am, why did you do that?
I
Yeah,
bet you he
if you
won't.
did.
I bet
I
you.
mean, would you? I mean, I would, but
Well, you
that's
do
what it.
owe your people do owe them 40 acres and a mule.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
So
sorry.
I,
listen.
so I guess a substitute is a rehab home. You know,
Look,
you,
Nicole, just keep drinking. Don't pay
yeah.
us no mind.
No, but it's just, what else do you want? And that's what I said too. What if, like, I didn't mean to say this word. I didn't. I know that people know me, whatever. But then I thought to myself the other day, like, what worse thing what would you guys have done to me if, like, you had a video of me and I was saying that at a person, which I would never do, but what would you, that's what they're treating it like, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I'm like, oh my goodness, like, some woman posted the other day, and it was the funniest thing I've ever read in my life, I think. And she said, why is it that you always look like an out of work lesbian truck driver? And she was like, she was trying to roast me, right? Trying to be mean. And I was laughing so hard. And I was like, that is just the funniest shit I've ever heard. And immediately, I sent it out. I got the lesbian circle. All my friends are lesbians. I'm like, dude, this is the funniest shit ever. But that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't even, I'm like, they're coming at me. But that's how ironic. This is like how crazy it is in our world. You might as well say that I'm an out of work lesbian trucker if you think that I'm someone that is like that. I'm like, that's how funny it is. But my lesbian girlfriends do make fun of my clothes all the time, because I dress like, I guess, an out of work lesbian trucker. But no offense to any lesbian truckers out there, because I dress in a flannel and a dirty Detroit t-shirt every day. So I don't know what to tell you. But again, like, this is people what they're saying to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, go do something better with your life. But now we're gonna make that a t-shirt for sure. Yeah.
I love it. You're
Oh,
Yeah.
working.
you should.
Yeah,
Blanche,
right.
you want to go?
Yeah.
You got a question, Blanche?
No, I just
He wants the t-shirt now. Yeah.
yeah. I want the T-shirt, and I know you mentioned your face, so I just know that God's gonna make everything right again with this situation, because evil can't prevail. You've done too much, and I don't know. Just imagine you spending 200,000 on somebody's house, and they're not forever indebted to you. Like, it's just, I don't. It's just so bad. It's horrible. If
Yeah,
you
but
spend 200,000 on my house, we are going to be family. Like, I might remove
Well,
a
well,
family member and
and
make room for you.
for the record though, I think we spent like 25,000 on that particular gentleman's house.
Okay,
Like, yeah, yeah.
25,
But
25.
it's 25 grand that we really wanted to set up that show to help people like that really were struggling and really needed it, right? I don't need to help. I don't need to help people that have already tried to flip a house that failed and then they applied to be have us come in and then I don't find about it till later. That's
Yeah.
some crapola shamola, and I don't like that. And again with God, every day I wake up and I'm like, God, thank you for another day, and I'm gonna do the best that I can with it. Everyone is like, Nicole, you're just taking this so positively, and I said, you know what? God has a plan all the time, and this is
Amen.
just, you know what, this is allowing me to do. This is allowing me to speak about the stuff that nobody ever wants Nicole Curtis, the cute chick that, does houses. They don't want her talking about politics. They don't want her talking about city struggles and things like this and so-called affordable housing. They don't want to hear her talk about that, but now I get to. Like,
Yeah.
there you go. Thanks for creating a spot for me to get through and be louder than I was before.
Well, I'll say this, it's almost like Joseph said, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for my good." And I would like to publicly say, and Blanche, you can back me when we say this, I will never want to live in a world where it is okay for a group of people based on skin criteria to be able to say a word as much as they want, whenever they want, at any point in time that they want. And when another group of people that have different skin color say it, they get killed. I don't want to live in that world. And that goes to all the people that are talking junk. That goes to all the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne. They sat there and they just berated and said that word so much in front of you while they were chastising you, literally chastising you for saying that. We don't want to live in that world, guys.
I agree with you. We don't. We believe in free speech, and we also know about intent.
Mhm.
And the problem I have with it is that there was no evil intent behind, like there was no malicious intent. There wasn't a person it was directed to. It was just a word said, and I was like, no, we're not going to cancel people for saying things that we know people say a lot worse and have got caught saying with no repercussions. And so to make Nicole be the bearer of everybody's faults and sins, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We know your heart, and like Crystal said, God is going to restore order again, and that's with you, your name, your family, your career, whatever's been affected negatively. We believe that God is going to restore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and that's what gets me through. And it's not, again, it's not the end of the world for me. It's the most important thing to me was one, um, you know, my boys, and that's even why I freaked out when I said the word, because again, I'm the mom, right? And I've raised my children like, one, we always have respect for everyone. Even if they don't have respect for you, you have respect for them, right?
Mhm.
Two, we go through and we spread kindness. That is what you have to give to the world. It's not being nice, it's being kind,
Mhm.
right? And we do that quietly and we do that privately.
Yeah.
We don't need to get out there and shine a spotlight on our work every day, and we don't need to take a picture giving a homeless guy $5 and then doing an Instagram story about him. Like, that's not what our lives have been about. And that's the thing to me. And it was most important for me to be home in Detroit and just to be like, oh my gosh, like, and the funny thing is, and I did say this on the Breakfast Club, it's not the African American community that's coming for me. I mean, besides Charlemagne. Charlemagne just, that's his job, like, in life, I guess. That's great. Go at it. Good for you. You know what? I went there. I didn't go there to, one, apologize, and I did not go there to get my career back, and I didn't go there to beg for their mercy. I went there because my guys listened to their show. And they were like,
Amen.
Nicole, they made you donkey of the day. And of course, I'm like, I don't even know what that is. I said, well, why don't I go on there? And they're like, oh my gosh, would you really? I'm like, yeah. Like, let's go have a conversation. Here's what I did. And I reached out to Lauren. Lauren and I talked, and then I went on the show. And I thought naively, right? Because I thought we would have a round table discussion. Like you have the I know. And again, I wasn't somebody. I had done my research on them, but I had done my research. Okay, they all hustled to get where they were at.
Yeah.
Okay, they've all worked very hard. They've all gotten to be where they're at or whatever. But to me, you take you take two parties or five people, you put us all together. All right, we all are intellectual, right? We all have platforms, and we all have this ability right now. We all have this audience. Why not have a proper conversation?
Yeah.
You know what the easiest route was to do? Was to put me on there and roast me again. Yeah,
Berate
that
you.
doesn't
Yeah.
take much. That doesn't take it, of course. Like I knew that was a gamble, but what if it had worked out and we had a proper discussion, right? What if we did? And honestly, I thought I had a good connection with Jess. Like we talked afterwards, and I was really excited about that. I took Jess and Lauren like flannels because I have a flannel line. I took them flannels, and Jess is a mom, and Jess, she's a young mom, and I'm the oldest there, right? So I'll just take it again. They're young. They haven't experienced all the life I have, and
No
maybe it'll
excuse.
come around, right?
No
But
excuse.
today, I guess Jess came out with a post roasting me again, being mad that I posted a picture of us and I was never going to post any pictures from that because I didn't even think they were going to air it because it was a couple weeks after the fact. I didn't hear anything. But when they did air it, I had to post something on my page just to say, hey, I went to this. And the reason I went, it was to have hopefully a discussion. They all make a ton of money, a lot more money than I've ever made in my life. I think Charlamagne makes $200 million a year for 5 years contract. Like I could work for HGTV to the day I die and live to 110. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make a drop of that. But I don't. It's the best of my knowledge. Like they don't have. Like LeBron has set up an amazing foundation, right, to
Yeah.
actually give back to his students and put kids through school. And we helped, do one of those houses. I've experienced that firsthand. So it was just about me being in a room to be like, hey, could we collaborate? Could we bring something together? But of course, it went way south. And I knew I was setting myself, but I thought it was worth a try. I'm not one to back down from confrontation, and I definitely wasn't. I paid my own way to get there. I'm like it didn't matter. But of course, they turned it
Wait,
into
wait, wait,
like the
wait. You
easiest thing.
paid?
No, I wasn't paid. I said I paid my own way
No,
to get
that's
there.
what
I
I'm
flew
saying.
there.
You paid your own way to go to?
Oh, mm-hmm.
Oh no. See, you need, yeah, you need
Yeah, yeah. But that's what
you
I'm
need,
saying. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you need us to guide you through this. You're gonna do this again. Let us let you know what you're getting
I
into.
would have said no. Don't do it.
Yeah,
No,
don't.
well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. All
But
of
kudos
all
to
of
you.
my no, all of everybody did. I should say that. Like I said, the young guys that work with me, they're always everybody gets a kick out of me because again, they call me mom. I'm the mom, right? And they're like, again, they're like, and I'm like, well, what does that even mean? And honestly, when they called me Donkey of the Day, it really wasn't. They were actually more fair to me than a lot of people were in that moment, right? They weren't. A lot of other people, they were. It wasn't terrible, right? Um, but then, yeah, they definitely had a field day with it. And hey, listen, and that like everyone's been asking me, TMZ's calling me, like Nicole, give a comment because now everybody's saying, I think they said you got eviscerated, which makes me think of like a superhero that gets like sent to dust by the Breakfast Club. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I
Okay,
think you were
whatever. Yeah,
extremely kind. I think you were extremely kind, and I do think Jess Hilarious was trying to be kind to you, but it is something. And Nicole, you don't have to. These are my words. These are not Nicole's words. It is something about the the brown skin community when it's almost like and I'm not saying that it's just brown skin, but all these communities, it's like high school. It's like, why would you talk to her? And then all of a sudden, then she comes out and says, "Oh no, I'm not her friend."
no,
And
that really hurt. Yeah, it did.
oh,
Yeah,
and Nicole, kudos to you for going into the lion's den. You did not have to. Kudos to you for not shying away from the conversation. I do think, and I was so blessed. If I can just kind of tell your story,
sure.
she called me, you guys, not to come on my show, not to talk. She called me to say, "Hey, I just want to say thank you for covering it, and I feel like you were very kind to me." And then I asked you, I said, "I don't think it's worth you coming on my show." And she was like, "Hold on, don't ever say that. It is worth it. You are worth it, and I will personally come onto your show, that just kind of shows that you're not doing this for clout. I watched you go on a guy's show who literally had 3 viewers, Blanche. He had 3 concurrent viewers at the time, and she still took her time to go out there. That just kind of shows what kind of person that you are, what kind of heart that you are, and that you're not doing this for fame or fortune or to penance, because black folks, I tell you, they want blood from white folks. And you're not doing it for that. And I just really appreciate it. And I don't want to keep you on here, Blanche. You want to say final thoughts? And then I'm going to ask you, Nicole, what's next for you?
Well, I have a question,
Sure.
Nicole. So, what motivated you to want to get into this, just helping people and this just charity and this kindness, especially in these communities? Like, what motivates you to want to do it?
I mean, that's how I was raised. My
Mm.
grandmother grew up in an orphanage,
Okay.
just down the street from where I'm at in Detroit on Jefferson, and she always made sure that we understood that the only way she got through life was other people's kindness, and that's we grew up very involved in the church, and that's just what we did. We were just in a family that, here's the thing, life is supposed to be a collaborative experience. You were supposed to work together. We are supposed to go for the greater good. We are supposed to, our neighbors and our communities, and you're supposed to be involved. And right now, people are just miserable. Majority of Americans are miserable,
Mhm.
right? They get up in the morning, they're on screens, they're just angry individuals because they're not doing what they want in life. Everyone wants to get rich fast. Everyone wants to be an influencer. Everyone wants this easy money. That's how I wasn't raised. My grandparents grew up in the Depression, right? So, and I was raised, like, we grew up in the family garbage business, right? We didn't throw anything out. We reused it.
Wow.
We fixed it. We fixed things. And if somebody needed, my grandfather was known. People still come up to me. My grandfather lived to be 93 years old, right? And people still come up to me and tell me stories about how he would find out that they were behind on their mortgage or their this or that, or you didn't have car payments, for most up until like the last 30 years. But he would just secretly go and help families out. And that's how we were raised to be. So for me, that is a natural gravitation towards that. And I wasn't handed anything. Like when I say we had a family business, we weren't like the rich kids whatsoever, even though of course, I was white. So I mean, obviously I should have been, just for the record, I'm just bringing this up. My best friend who's on the show all the time, I'm not going to say his name, but he's got the beard and he's my best friend in all the world. He's been through with me through thick and thin. I was riding around with him yesterday. He's white. And he was literally born in a house in Detroit and raised in Detroit. So,
Yeah.
that's the other thing, that people think that you have to have a certain skin color to represent a city or something like that. And again, it just gets back to this thing of like, are you kidding me right now? Again, this collaboration of like, let's work together. Okay. And so that's what's always drawn me to it. And with being drawn to the cities, again, my grandparents loved Detroit. This is where our family, came to. My great great grandparents are buried around the corner. So it was very important growing up. We were always in the city. My grandparents' first house was in the city. And so that's what was always important to me. And so my lifelong dream when I was a little girl was like, I'm going to save these houses. I'm going to save these houses. And lo and behold, I grow up. My grandfather was a little upset because I promised him I would be a teacher. And I seriously didn't finish my degree. I got my teaching certificate, but I didn't do my student teaching. So it wasn't up until like 5 years before he died where he was finally like, all right, you did okay. And by that
Aw.
time
You're like, I'm on TV.
but he would go and get his hair done, his haircut or something. They'd recognize him from TV because he was always on my show. And so then it finally hit him. He's like, you're doing okay. I'm like, I'm doing okay. But it was just, and I think that is what I've tried to be as a mom, right? I don't want to die and somebody be like, oh, she had a great TV show. I want my kids to say she was a great mom. Like she loved life. She taught us to love life. She taught us to give back. And that's what, that's what life is all about. And it's such a struggle. Again, I don't, like my circle's very small, right? I have a lot of people know me, but not a lot of people get to know me, because I have this different way of thinking. We don't have a TV. I mean, that's been the irony of all these years. I don't have a TV. We don't watch TV. But I'm always like, get outside. I mean, one year I got a note from network because I made a Facebook post like, hey, you can watch my show like on Thursday night, but I'd rather you get outside with your kids and have a great summer evening, you know? And they were like,
Wow.
are you telling people not to watch TV? And I'm like, oh yeah, I am, you know? But getting back to that, it's just people are angry. They're
Yeah.
angry at life right now.
SSRIs. Yeah. SSRI.
And yeah, and so I've said this for years. You never have a bad day volunteering. Get out. And
Mm.
that's what we've done over the years. Like we have these, people saw me as like this little tiny woman that's been through all these struggles and she can do it, right? And these women would write in, Nicole, I'm going through a divorce. I'm 50 years old. I'm 50 years old now. That's not old anymore. But they're like, you've inspired us to do this. So I stay have days where like, just come and hang out with us. I'll teach you how to use a drill. I'll teach you how to cut. The number of people that have like gone on to do these amazing projects. They send me photos. I'm like, damn, that's better than my stuff. And the kids, because little kids were watching our show, because I'm driving big equipment, I'm doing this. The kids that are involved in their communities now, that are involved in city politics, that are involved in historical presentation, just all of that. It's mind blowing. It's like, that's awesome. I don't care what our ratings were. We
It
made a
sounds like you are
difference.
it sounds like
Yeah.
you are teaching, so grandpa
No, exactly.
would be
Yeah.
grandpa
But
would be proud.
but that's the thing. It's getting people to get out of their comfort zone, and that's what I wanted to do at the Breakfast Club. No, that was somebody said like, hey, she could have went on Good Morning America. No, I'm not going
Yeah.
on Good Morning America. I
Yeah.
wanted to have a real discussion. I so appreciate having a real discussion with you guys,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's just it. Because together, first of all, kids are watching. If they see adults having real open conversations
Yeah.
and out of their comfort zones, that becomes second nature to them. So
Yeah.
then they know how to do it. And that's the thing. So that's what I said, like, okay, whatever. They've wiped me from HGTV. Have a good day. I'm just going to go back to work. Yesterday I was sawing down trees. Tomorrow I'm going to go work on a roof if it's not so windy.
Because these are
They're
your
dumb.
houses. These are your people don't know that these are your houses
It's
in
Right.
my money. It's my money. It's not like a network was ever like, here, Nicole, here's $1 million. Go buy houses in Detroit. Or the better one. Okay. We didn't make a show in Detroit. We didn't, everyone's making shows in Detroit. I'm not hating on other shows in Detroit,
Of course, of course.
but I wasn't like, somebody didn't sit around and was like, what would be great right now? Could somebody make a show about Detroit and it's come back? No, dude, I was already doing, I had to fight to get our show back and, to get it
Wow.
here. So no, it's my money. We don't make residuals. It's
Yeah.
always been my production crew and everything else. And at the end of the day, you can still find my shows though. A viewer pointed out they're still on like Apple TV and Tubi and Roku or something.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yes, so you can still see them. I also say, if you know my 88-year-old neighbor, Grandma Faye, she has all the copies. She always gets
I
all the
love
copies
it.
first. So you can, if you make friends with Grandma Faye, you can go see every show. She has
We
it.
gotta
Yeah.
make friends with Grandma Faye. Okay, so what's next for you, Nicole? What's next?
I don't think there's a next. I
Mhm.
was already kind of retiring anyways. I don't know if anyone's noticed. It took me 6 years to put out 4 shows because I'm just being a mom, Like, what do I
Yeah.
want to be? I didn't go to work because I wanted to be a career woman. I had to put food on the table, I had to pay my
Yeah.
mortgage because no one was paying it for me.
Yeah.
So I'm cool. I'm just, living my life. Yesterday I got to hang out and cut shit down with chainsaws all day. So, am
What
I still
ages?
doing houses in Detroit? All day, and that's where I keep telling the haters. And again, I'm going to say this again. It's the crazy white people coming at me. Okay, it's the
It's
do-gooders, and back off, people. And that's why I told them, you got something to say to me? Wear your boots, show up at my job site, and donate a couple hours because I don't get paid. So you shouldn't either. But no, we're still doing that. We have so many great things that we do that I don't talk about that we just
Mhm.
do, and
Yeah.
we have great groups that we work with, and we raise money. Here's the thing. A friend of mine taught in the city called Wayne, Michigan. She had 50 kids come into school in sub-zero temps without winter coats. Okay, so all I have a platform. I go to my people. I say, let's raise money. Let's buy them coats. Right? We bought all the kids coats. I didn't buy the people coats. I don't get a halo because I bought people coats. But I'm saying When people are bitching about their life, there were kids going to school without jackets. So your $25 at Starbucks that you spend could have bought a kid a coat. Like, do something good in the world. So we're just gonna keep pushing that. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Anyone needs a fight, I'll fight it for you. We're here to do it. We're here to do it. But
Oh
bringing
my
awareness to
gosh.
it. And honestly, I got to meet you guys, right?
Yeah.
I got to meet you guys. And that's what I always look at every life experience God throws my way. I get to meet friends that I never would have met. We get to have these conversations. And if we bring one person's mind to think differently and to
Yeah.
open up, then we've done something great, and that's it. I guess I am going to do a YouTube channel. We found one that I
Please.
abandoned in
Good. Thank you.
2013.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you
So
too.
all my guys are after me for that, but I'm not very tech savvy. So it's Nicole Curtis Design is
Nice.
now, it's
Please
on
go
YouTube.
follow her, y'all.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll
Hold on.
keep you
Say it
guys
again.
doing it.
Say it
Yeah.
again.
It's Nicole Curtis Design. I didn't know I had a YouTube channel. That's how great I am. But we do. We have one. So I found some old videos from 2013 that were kind of funny. But so now that we're not doing it for network, I could pretty much produce a show tomorrow and throw it on there. I mean, that's how
Yeah.
easy it is.
Yeah.
And no, I still, I love old houses. I love where we work. I love the city of Detroit. We used to
When are
live
you
in
coming to
Minneapolis, and
Baltimore?
I'm just gonna fly in. I'm gonna fly in. We'll just have coffee. I'll get stuck on a tarmac somewhere because that's my MO. And we'll just
Oh
hang.
my
And
gosh.
but I've done that. Over the years we've met people, and some of my closest friends I've met through the show. And so when people tell me like, "What's the best thing you've ever found in an old house, Nicole?" I just say friends, and that's
Oh,
the
wow.
God honest truth. Because again, this was a bad. This was bad, of
Yeah.
course.
Mhm.
But I'm so grateful we're able to have this conversation.
Yeah.
And, really what I'd like to do, honestly, I'd like to get into high schools and I'd like to have conversations with kids. And we
Oh,
do that.
wow. What are you
That's what I'd like to do.
what ages are your kids?
My kids are 18 years apart.
Oh,
So
wow.
I have the big kid and I have the little kid. So yeah.
Oh, good for
But,
you.
but as my children know, you're
Mhm.
always my baby. So they're always my baby. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
oh
I
my
live
god.
and I was like, and I know you have children too. And
I
like
do have
that's
3. I have
yeah.
3.
And I would have had like 10, 12, 15. I'd have the bus.
Yeah.
Um, but that's the favorite. That's my passion. And that's, like, if I want to go to work, I go to work. But where do I want to be with my two favorite people on the earth? And that's my
Oh
kids.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
you're
yeah.
such an incredible inspiration. You are tiny but mighty. And you guys, please go
Oh,
follow
geez.
her
I'm
on her
gonna put that on a t-shirt now too.
Yes, tiny but mighty. Like, you guys go follow her on Instagram, go follow her on all socials, and literally let's show these people that America is really not divided. We are joined at the hip regardless of skin color. I love you, girl. I can
Oh,
honestly
thank you.
say, Nicole, after this show and getting to know you and seeing your heart and seeing how you operate, like, it's just inspirational. It really checks me, Blanche. I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Listen, I've been thinking the whole time I'm doing nothing. Goodness.
Oh,
I ain't
I'm
doing
not.
I can see, but this is where we sit down and we say, "Hey, what do you want to come in for?" Like, and that's and I'm just going to give this shout out real quick because I have to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Our biggest thing over the years has been to bring awareness to pediatric cancer. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people don't realize until you're in it, you're in it. And we just celebrated Tessa's 18th birthday a couple weeks ago. And I was afraid to post about her because I just didn't want people saying bad things
Mhm.
on her picture, right? And Bobby
Yeah.
was like, no, like, share her story. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that I always want people to be aware in this country where we have so much money right now, right? And people are bitching about this. People are bitching about this. This is the
Right.
time that they're spending about me.
Right.
Yet we have children dying of pediatric cancer every single day
Wow.
in, day out. So if you feel like you're not getting enough, you guys come to Detroit for our next open house. So we raise money for families that are their children are going through treatment and everything else. And then we cover their rent, their mortgages. Bobby and his wife go in and redo their houses and do everything so that their family is more comfortable. So you guys come to Detroit and hang out with us for that. That would be such an amazing.
Oh,
That's
wow.
that's the stuff we love to do, and that's when we get people together. And again, that's what it's all about. But love Teen Tessa is Bobby and Karen. Bobby's on my show for years, and him and his
Okay.
wife, after Tessa passed away, started this foundation. Bobby's a master builder, right? And
Yeah.
they go in and then they help these families. They go in and rebuild their homes, and then we help with, again, like we said, all of their expenses that we can help with, because when your child's going through treatment, that's expensive enough, okay? Because
Mhm.
insurance doesn't cover it all.
Yeah.
There's definitely not a cure because we don't have enough funding for it. And so then they do that. So when we do these open houses and we let people come through, that money goes to help one of these families. So that's where you guys
Okay.
can come into town and hang out with us, because
For
that is
sure.
that's the day when you're like, oh, I get it now. Like, that's why she's like, none of this shit matters. It doesn't
Oh,
matter. It's all
oh my
good.
gosh.
It
Thank
Yeah.
you.
just,
Okay, so
thank
love
you.
you, Tessa.
Yeah,
Got it.
I can't wait to meet you guys in person. But thank you so much, and I'm sorry it's 10:30, and I've probably kept you guys up way too late because I
No,
had too much
no, no.
caffeine today.
No,
But I
we're
love you
gonna be
guys.
going.
This has
Thank
been
you so
great. Thank you.
much.
Yeah,
Blanche, what
thank
were you
you.
gonna say real quick?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say her whole life has been about service.
Yeah.
So, I want to commend you. I just want to thank you for giving unto yourself to the world, man. And we're not going to let this slow anything down. I know
Yep.
God has some bigger things. I know you said there's no next thing, but God has some bigger things than for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
This is just a small stepping stone to the next thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
All right.
appreciate it. All right.
Well, take
Now,
care of your family.
yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't. You guys have to like end me because I don't know how to turn any of this
Oh,
off.
I'm
So
gonna
I'm so
end
sorry.
you.
I
Okay.
can build
hold on,
any
All right.
house
Nicole.
you
So,
want. I
Hold
can't
on,
stop my
Nicole.
live screen. Yeah.
Nicole, you got two shirt ideas.
I got what?
You got two shirt
Oh
ideas.
yeah. What is it?
You got the trucker one, or you got the
Yes.
tiny but mighty. You got two
Yeah.
shirt
Tiny.
ideas.
I do.
oh
I
my
do.
God.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Okay.
So I'll end you, Nicole, but
Okay.
thank
Well,
you
don't
so much
end me.
again.
Don't end
Yeah,
No,
me.
all right.
Just yeah.
no, we're
Yeah.
not ending her. Her penance is paid, just so you guys know, you have paid your penance. That's what white folks
All is forgiven.
I'm just
Everything is square with the house again.
Okay.
all right, sweetie.
We're
Bye
good.
bye.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get
Okay.
you out.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Blanche.
I
I
like
feel like
her.
we
I like her a
embarrassed
lot.
her sometimes. I really we were trying to be good, but what do y'all want besides that? I mean, this lady is literally
She's giving you
doing
all
God's work.
her whole life. She's giving it to you all. Y'all still not satisfied? No, no.
It's
She's giving you
crazy.
all her time, her money, time away from her children. She sacrificed everything, and y'all still aren't satisfied? Nah, I can't do it.
Y'all, what are we when are we going to be set? No, Blanche, this is a real conversation. If you black, put in the chat like when can we move on from this?
When can we move on? You know what's crazy? When can we move on from something that you all have never experienced? like y'all have never experienced none of this stuff.
In the museum, Blanche, they be crying. They be crying in the museum. Imagine that. Imagine that we cut off our nose to spite our face. This woman is literally like making a difference in the African American community, the black community in Detroit, and this is what we allow to be done to her.
You're right. It's an allowed because as many families as she's helped, it should have been droves of people coming to her defense. Literally, it should have been droves of people coming to her defense, and it's just yeah. I can't let it ride like that. I'm sorry, Nicole, but I can't. It's wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
It's wrong.
like y'all marching in the streets for George Floyd, y'all marching, for I mean, they marching for Nicole for the illegal immigrants, like, and then here you have a woman that's literally doing God's work.
Literally doing God's work. Literally.
Like, it's embarrassing. Are we just not a serious people, Blanche? We're just not a serious people.
At all. Matter of fact, not just not serious, we're beyond even jokes. Like it's like we just it's like I don't even know what to just ungrateful. I don't know.
It's
Um,
definitely ingrate. It's like people, and like she said, it's not even just black people, it's white people too, like just ingrates. Like we don't get it, and you wonder why, people, wealthy people, or just don't want to have anything to do with. You don't even know what you need or what you want. You don't even know.
You know what? I have a story, a quick story. I was at one of these schools in Atlanta, middle school,
Mhm.
and it was a basketball team there, and the basketball coach told me that one time she was like the wife of somebody who worked at Coca-Cola,
Mhm.
and one of the VPs maybe.
Mhm.
She came by the school
Mhm.
and she was like, "You all playing this?" Like she was like, "You all like wear your uniform?" Like what? Like she was just distraught that a middle school team didn't have like the proper equipment and things, to play a sport.
Uh-huh.
She said, "I'm gonna get on the phone." Do you know she called Converse? She Converse gave them kids shoes,
Wow.
bags, warm up suits, immediately socks, everything. And it's just crazy how she came and immediately wanted to make a difference. But meanwhile, the community sees this every single day. And
Mhm.
guess what? They could all chip in and make something happen. They won't do it though. They won't do it. And it's just terrible. So when you say unserious, not serious, that's what it is. Is that the parents can give $5, $10
Of
and just
course.
and then buy the kids shoes and no. They'll go into that gym, watch those kids look raggedy playing basketball and won't say a word about it. That woman came in there and was immediately distraught and changed everything with a phone call. And so that's what I mean by people doing these great works in the community, but not getting any credit. And then when George Floyd happens, everybody rallies behind that, but not the folks actually putting their time, money, sweat, and tears and blood behind helping some folks who don't even care, honestly.
It really is just a sad tragedy. I said when I covered her show, and you guys can go back and watch it, but I was just like, if I was a white person, y'all get mad when the racist people say this, but if I was a white person, I literally would not want to have anything to do with black people, because it's just not safe, Blanche. It's not safe. You say something, you lose your career, you can lose your life, you can embarrass your family, your kid. Like, you say you could get punched in the face, you can get violence happen to you over words, even when you're trying to help. And for Nicole, I was looking for that word, but it's like social adaptation. When you find yourself around a bunch of people saying something, and I gave the example when Blanche and I were on it, and you find yourself around people saying a word, you don't even know why you say it. And it's subconsciously you say it. And I really think that that's what happened to her. And you can just see how even as she's talking to us, she doesn't want to say it's okay. She's not saying that. I say it's okay. Blanche, you say it's okay.
Y'all don't say it enough.
I think white folks can say whatever they want to because y'all say whatever y'all want. Black folks say whatever they want to about white people, Blanche.
No, listen, when I was growing up, my parents' generation never even referred to white people as white people. It was Peckerwoods, it was crackers, it was honkies. Like it wasn't even they never even referred to them as white. And so I grew up around that my whole life.
Yeah.
And so for black folks to get bent out of shape behind a word, I can't do it, especially against somebody that's doing something for the community.
Yeah, yeah. And I know she was letting him off the hook, but I mean, I'm not gonna let LeBron off the hook because LeBron jump in all the social issues. All the social issues. Let me tell you, he suffers from the same thing that Jess Solaria suffers from. You don't want to be rejected by a community that is unserious, a community that has just betrayed their children. I mean, seriously, black folks have betrayed their children. And so for him to know her and to know what she stands for has worked alongside her and not even come out and defend her work because he's too busy while he's dressing up with 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 George Floyd memorials and all this kind of crap when like racism or stop racism. What did they have on the basketball team? End racism.
What you mean that? Oh, that year when they had a whole bunch of sayings.
Exactly.
It was a whole bunch of pathetic sayings on the back of their jersey.
He's too busy now, Blanche.
Well, how about his at promise school? None of the kids passed math.
I believe it.
None of the kids passed math, which means if they're not passing math, if none of them are passing math, and their reading is poor, the writing is poor. So just imagine LeBron James has a school, at promise school, and the children are doing poorly. And I told people this. I said, now when the school opens up, it's going to start off good because they're going to have the best students there in the beginning. Once those children leave that school and they get them normal kids, I said that school is going to fail like all the rest of them. And sure enough, the test scores came out. But guess what? No one held LeBron James accountable.
No, or any of them.
Could you imagine if a white person had a school and the children weren't, and they all failed? Could you imagine if a white person had an at promise school and all the kids failed? You know what happened?
You ain't gonna see it.
They would protest and march until the school was literally like walk around the walls of Jericho. They would protest. They would protest around the school till the school just crumbled to the ground.
It's the truth. And y'all, we can't live like that. We can't live like that where everything is right with a group of people. You're not allowed to say anything or correct a group of people, but then you can say and do whatever you want to with the people. I know the blacks say they built this country, but the people who really built this country and other countries. So this has been tried and true. This is tested, okay? The colonization of the whites have been tested in all markets. It's been tested in the heat. It's been tested in the winter, in the snow.
All terrains,
the colonization of the whites is undefeated, okay? So you're allowed to mistreat the people who have built our civilization that we call home, America, and I'm just not down for it, and I'm getting sick of it, Blanche.
I'm with you, and you know why we're really sick of it is because we know it's not genuine.
Yeah.
Like we know you all are putting on. Like we know you all don't care about the N-word. We know you all don't care. Like we know y'all don't care. Listen. We know we around y'all. We've been around y'all. We know it's a game. We know it's a hustle. Listen, the jig is up. Listen, we was born at night, but we were not born last night. So y'all can't do it. We know y'all.
You don't care.
Y'all don't care.
Like she's. That's why, Blanche, I'm hoping they get reparations because I want it to be over. You know what they did to them COVID checks. If we give them reparations, hold on, you got to hear Nick Fortes said, if I gave you reparations, will you F off? He said, if I gave you reparations over in Africa, will you F off? He was like, we'll give you all the money. But it's at this point in time, it's just, it's too much.
It's too much.
Okay, he said blacks did not build this country. They barely want to go to work now.
I can't see, and this is the thing, right? People will clip this and they'll have all these things to say, but what they won't do is refute what we are saying. They'll clip it, they'll talk about it, but they will not come and refute what we are saying because there's too much measurable data out there in the world to refute what we are saying. And RPG said it best that you all are unserious.
Yeah.
Well, you all are unserious because when you all start to go protest and march, you all steal flat screens and bundles. So we know you're not serious. You all, it'd be funny. It'd be different if y'all protest and y'all built a pyramid. Or y'all protested and y'all read books outside. Like to me, That's a protest because that goes against the quote unquote narrative stereotypes. But it's funny to me that all of you all protests align with the stereotypes. So what? So my suggestion is, dear Black people, the next time you all want to protest, do something that's the opposite of the stereotype. So read out loud. Uh, cut your grass.
Follow the HOA rule.
Follow the HOA rules. Wear a belt. I don't know.
Oh, only eat veggies.
Only eat veggies. Fast. I don't know.
But it's the whole truth. And you guys, come on, can we have a conversation? It's just us. Nicole's gone. Can we have a can we just have a conversation? Nicole is gone. And we did not want to. These are our words. This is not a reflection because I think she really, you know, has compassion and she feels sorry for what she said and she loves, all people, right? But y'all, can we just have a serious conversation? Y'all don't care.
I don't care.
And y'all are protesting. Like you said, I understand protesting, Blanche. If they protested and said, because y'all are so racist, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. And then they go move to another neighborhood and go make their neighborhood great and have grass and don't beg for anything. They won't. They keep moving where the white oppressors are. It's weird, y'all. It's weird. Can we come on, y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying.
And let's be honest, y'all. Y'all know good and well if the government said we are going to give Black people 2 states, you all know that y'all not going to move to those 2 states.
I'm not moving well, I'm not black.
Most,
Either are you
most,
black.
most of them ain't moving. Most of them ain't moving to the new states.
Baby, you talking about the I identify as? They would be the transracial.
They are not moving. The government can say, listen, we're going to give every Black person $1 million. We're going to give you your own state, and y'all can do what y'all want to do. They would have to call in the National Guard in a week.
You would give it a week, Blanche?
Yeah, it'd be a week because they'd party with all the money. Listen, when they done burnt through the money, because they'll burn through $1 million in 6 days. It's like the bad version of the creation story. On the seventh day they rested. No, on the seventh day they went back to white folks saying, "We sorry, take us back. We sorry."
Y'all, oh my God. I'm so glad that I don't fool with it. Because like you said, we know this is true. Like the even the black folks that are not even as educated or as know this is true, Blanche.
They know it's true.
And I feel bad for her with the whole Jess Hilarious thing. It's like just know, like she know how this go. She from Baltimore. She is not with all of that race stuff. People don't understand that in Carrollton Ridge is one of the poorest neighborhoods in Baltimore, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Baltimore. It's 50% white, Blanche. 50% white, that population. It's socioeconomic. It's socioeconomic. These people are are on drugs. They are abandoned houses and all of that. And you drive through that neighborhood, you see black folks, but you see a lot of white folks. So when I'm talking to when I'm thinking about a person like Just Hilarious, she know that this is not like a race thing. This is not
Right.
a race thing.
It's not, and it's sad that it's being made a race thing and over a word. And dear Black people, I want to say this: if you all can't get over a word, how are you all going to overthrow the government? Because y'all been talking about unifying and overthrowing the government and taking over, but you can't get past a word. Just explain that. How's that going to work? Imagine this, RPG. Imagine this. Black folks are mobilized and organized. They got somehow they found a way to get some tanks and some and they ready to go. And then a white person goes on a bullhorn and just says the N word, and they all collapse. And
They
listen, bullets start flying, tanks start shooting off, stuff start blowing up. Listen, it's just self destruct.
They infantile, like infantile. But honestly, like they where they gonna get the tanks from? From white folks? They're not
Well,
building.
I said somehow magically. I mean, I said, listen, and the tanks might not even work. They might not even work.
And you guys, we gotta be honest. I was watching Andrew Tate, and he was just like, these are things white people are cool, y'all. Like Nicole is out here building like buildings that we want to tear down. I heard it's like $17,000 to tear down a house. Did you know? I mean, it was like $17,000. Like,
You might as well fix it up.
so here she is saying, "Hey, don't tear it down. Let me, like refurbish it, and it's just like a word. Like, I don't care at that point in time, especially because she's in her own house. Um, like, do we really? They don't care. They're just making it up at this point in time.
So I got a question for you. So what made Jamal Tyrant call off the Target boycott?
Oh God.
Somebody asked in the chat. Somebody
That
said,
is so funny. So I don't know. He never explained why he called it off. But he did say that they met 97% of the demands. But mind you, they had never said that so 97% of the demands, and we can look at it. Um I think they had some monies allotted to different projects, but Target was always going to do that. They just were abandoning their DEI efforts. They were
right,
always going to give them the money. White folks are always giving black people money. Corporations
always,
always
always,
giving black people money.
always.
So if it was about the money, this is how I say you guys are so unserious. It's so unserious. So he came out and said that they had met 97% of the demands, but then you see all the black women are roasting him.
For real?
What? Blanche, I'm gonna pull the clip. They are roasting him, calling him who he made it about himself, who made him the leader of this movement. Now, mind you, just at Jesse Jackson's funeral, what did he say? You need to listen to a black woman. Y'all
The
can't be
irony.
serious. Y'all, nobody takes black people serious. Nobody takes them seriously.
I wonder how much money he got.
He gonna stay getting money.
I wonder how much money. I wonder how much money he done finessed out of Target. I'm really curious. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Target banners up in Newburgh.
Oh, there was a Target banner behind him when he gave his speech denouncing the boycott.
Wow.
Yes, I followed this. Oh my God, Blanche. Let me see if I can pull it up because you're gonna be hollering. And what makes it so funny is that like he just said, y'all didn't want to listen to or elect
Oh yeah,
or
elect the
you
black
need a
woman.
strong black woman. You remember that?
Yes.
Wow. Let me see. Yeah, no, I think nobody takes black people seriously, honestly. And y'all, I'm not saying that to insult. I really am not. Excuse me. I really am not saying it to insult. It's just to the point where come on, y'all. Come on. Let me see. I'm wondering if they took down his speech announcing that Target boycott was done. Hold on. Let me see. And when I say they came out, these black women are cooking him.
And they actually believe that Target sales were affected. Black folks still been going to Target. You think black folks stop going to Target? Stop.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think they probably were affected and it wasn't necessarily by Black folks per se. Target has been struggling for a while because of Amazon, the Amazon world.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And just the, you know, just our buying patterns have changed, right? But Jamal Bryant, they said, so why? They said, why why Target? Because a lot of other corporations basically got rid of their DEI efforts. And you know what he said? He said because Target was the corporation that was invited to the cookout. It was the corporation that said that they were with us and then they basically betrayed us, which is just not true. It's just not y'all.
What?
Yeah, it's just not true. Y'all. It's embarrassing. It at this point it's embarrassing. Yep, let me show you. And they are going off on him. And now he came out, I think he came out and apologized. Roland Martin took it down because he was covering it, and I guess he took it down.
So he apologized for ending the boycott?
I guess ending it without the ladies, maybe? I don't know. Hold on.
So I can't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, y'all, y'all, this is just unserious business.
Serious business.
It's unserious business.
I like we ought to start using that. It's unserious business. That's what we're gonna call it. Unserious business.
Because y'all, the serious people, the adults in the room are talking about the Strait of Hormuz. and, I was telling April that, y'all know April, go follow her. Shout out to Unshakable with April Chapman. She said, niggas will be like, the Strait of who that? Where they at? Like, they like, who that is over there? Like, they don't even know. Like, the serious adults are talking about the oil production that's happening. The serious adults are talking about this war, how long it's going to go on. You're
Yes.
talking about our allies. We're talking about the fact that Spain is not being good friends with us, and we're probably going to have to cut off our relationship with Spain. They're talking about the fact that the UK allowed one of their islands that's very important where we used to land our planes. They allowed it to be taken over by Black people. Like, that's important stuff, y'all.
Hold up. They let what happen?
Oh, you haven't heard President Trump was talking about talking about the UK, or it's the UK. They gave up a whole island to the Blacks. These are brown skinned people because of indigenous rights. Like, gave it away. I'm not lying. Hold on, I gotta pull this clip. Look, I got so many clips to pull you, Blanche. Hold on. UK gives away. Yep, it's called the Chagos Island. This recently happened, and they literally just gave it up because they said that these indigenous people had the rights to it. And and this happened last month. Look at these people. Look at these people and see, and you tell me why they gave it to them. Cuz they Black. Which is so like, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. Hold on, let me show it to you. Hold on, let me show.
And they're going to do nothing with it.
Nothing. And President Trump said, y'all are stupid. He just gonna be who he is. I'm sorry, y'all ain't gotta like him. He go.
The US and the UK conspired to remove an indigenous population from their island and steal it to build a military base. See, in the 1960s, the US was determined to build a base on the island of Diego Garcia due to its strategic location in the middle of the Indian Ocean. It's important to note Diego Garcia is part of the Chagos Archipelago, which was governed as part of Mauritius, which was under British colonial rule. Remember that, it's crucial to the story. There was one major issue in securing Diego Garcia though. It had been home to the Chagosian people for centuries. Chagosians are mainly of African and Indian ancestry. Enter the secret deal between the US and the UK.
Hold on, Blanche your face. Y'all watching Blanche's face. They gave up a military base, an island that had a whole military base.
But she said they took it. I'm like, so I got a question. So if you're born somewhere, that makes it your land? Like, what are we talking about?
White people, y'all, white.
They took it from them. Who said they owned it?
The black people said they owned it. Hold on, y'all. Look, somebody said I have to go. This is terrible.
The UK owed the US $14 million for submarine missiles. The US agreed that if the UK could get them Diego Garcia, that $14 million debt would go away. There were a few conditions though. First, everything about this deal had to remain top secret. They wanted to avoid protocols that required the UK to report to the UN about its continued colonial rule over a country with a permanent population. Secondly, the US insisted that the islands had to be cleared of Chagosians. The UK assured there would be no indigenous population except seagulls. Putting the plan in motion, the UK forced Mauritius to give Chagos up as a requirement for independence. And then from 1965 to 1973, the UK forcibly removed the entire Chagosian population from the Chagos Archipelago, or as they call it, British Indian Ocean Territory. Today, Diego Garcia is home to a massive military base that played a significant role in the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq and the so-called global war on terror. But what happened to the Chagosian people? During their removal, Chagosians were herded onto the bottom of cargo ships, not allowed to bring much with them, and then abandoned in Mauritius and the Seychelles. Families were separated and they were forced to live in foul conditions. Chagosians experienced severe hardships and discrimination, and what was promised to them was never delivered, leaving them without the means to rebuild their lives. But this isn't ancient history.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Listen, man, I'm tired of this. Why is it that every time black people, it's you always the victim? Like,
Always.
Y'all in the middle of the ocean.
In all languages, they the victim.
Like, we don't even, y'all in the middle of the ocean where nobody is and y'all still oppressed? How you oppressed on a secluded island? There's nobody else with you. This is crazy.
And it's a military base, so you obviously know they're going to take good care of it.
Don't wipe us off the map. They just be looking so pathetic, man. Listen, don't wipe us off. Hold up. I can't breathe. Don't wipe us off the map. Y'all got a saying for every part of the world. You be on the moon talking about don't take our gravity.
So I say this to say they gave it to. So this just recently happened, like last month. They gave it to the Chagosian people, like literally, just gave it back to them.
What are they going to do with it?
Nothing.
There's no infrastructure. What are they going to do?
They're going to beg white people to take care of it. They're going to beg. They're going to say that the UK and Britain left them all this land and nowhere to take care of it. They're going to be just like the Gaza Strip. Gaza Strip believes that the Jews, they want to be left alone, but the Jews are supposed to take care of them. The Jews are supposed to feed them. We can't get no water into God. And I'm going to tell you, like Elijah said, pray louder. Maybe your God can't hear you. Why do my God got to get you water?
Listen, I just think it's pathetic for anybody to be begging anybody for anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't wipe us off the map is the most pathetic thing I've seen in my life. Don't wipe. We'll work for beer, and then we'll work for beers first, and this number 2. Don't wipe us off the map. This is pathetic. I'm sorry. It's pathetic. It is.
It is.
Did you know?
Hold on. Sorry. Let me see if
Did you know?
Oh, sorry. I want you to see President Trump's remarks on it, because he just said they're stupid. He said, "Why would you give this away?" See, Blanche. This is what the serious people are talking about.
Right.
Like I'm sorry. I know y'all. I know we was
An
talking
act
about the
of great
stupid boycott,
stupidity.
but I don't care.
Mauritius never.
An act of great stupidity. The words of an act of great stupidity. The words of President Trump, publicly shaming arguably its closest ally, the UK, and its Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, for agreeing to give up control of the Chagos Islands. So what is going on here? Well, we're talking about a remote chain of islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean close to Mauritius, but crucially, they are home to a strategically important US-UK military base at Diego Garcia. The islands have been under British control since 1814. At the time, Mauritius was under British control as well. But in the
We heard that story.
But it's clear that Donald Trump has since changed his mind, because in a post on Truth Social, Trump called the deal an act of great stupidity and claimed that it's, quote, another in a very long line of national security reasons why Greenland has to be acquired. So this obviously comes at a time when President Trump is trying to take over Greenland and is facing a lot of opposition from Europe, including the UK. Nevertheless, the British government has been caught off guard by this Chagos Island statement, a spokesperson saying, "We acted because the base on Diego Garcia was under threat after court decisions undermined our position and would have prevented it operating as intended in future."
So you mean to tell me that black people on this secluded island in the middle of nowhere, they have not attended one court hearing?
Nope.
They have not so you mean to tell me because they are black, this is the only reason, because of their quote unquote appearance, and we're gonna say about, we asked them, they said they're black, they're gonna say they're black. So based on their appearance, they get a military base to be shut down. And you all want to convince us that there's racism.
Based on white weakness, Blanche. White weak. And like you said, like President Trump just different. Like, you giving away a whole island.
A military island.
Yeah.
A military base.
Yeah. So I mean, it's sad, and I don't know what it's gonna take for white folks to realize that. I mean, white folks, y'all are the minority of the world, and without white people,
Let's be clear, you all, everybody listening right now. If white people cease to exist, I'll take it, make it less grim than that. If white people lose their power, it is over.
It's over for everybody.
For everybody. Everybody's going to, even animals. Everybody's going to suffer. Everybody. Can you all listen? Dogs only thrive in America because of white people.
Facts.
If you go to any neighborhood that's fully melanated, them pets get terrorized, and y'all know it.
They struggling. They are.
But if white people lose power, you all cannot imagine that kind of world. You can't even imagine it. Oh, yes, you can. Go to these third world countries and see how they live and see you want to live there.
Exactly. And Elon Musk said something that's so true. He said, we take society and civilization for granted. He said civilization is not the status quo. Like, it's not. It's built. It's not just the way people operate. Like, civilization is something that's built, and we take it for granted, especially Black Americans. They kind of think that they can just do it. But I see what happens when y'all run the DMV. Like, I don't want to be there. Black women make up 70% of government employees. That tracks.
Right.
That tracks.
It makes sense. somebody said we still got Asians. Again, Asians are not like white people.
They're not, y'all.
They don't tolerate protesting. They don't tolerate rioting. They don't tolerate y'all complaining. Asians don't tolerate none of that. They want obedience.
Sheer compliance. Let's read the super chats real quick. She
Right.
said, "I'm going to petition the government." Okay, Charles 9196 says, "I'm going to petition that the government add transparent as a race for governmental documents because I refuse to claim this." Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I'm not claiming black. But then they said still El Hombre Negro still got Asians bye bye white folks. You see how black people can talk. If a white person has said bye bye blacks, I'm sick
Oh,
of
it's over.
y'all.
It's over.
I, and they would have a reason. Blanche, they would have white people would have a reason to say, I don't want no more black people. They really would. Thank God they don't. But this guy says still got Asians. Let me tell you something. There's a neighborhood that is not a good neighborhood, and what I'm noticing is all the white grocery stores. So like the Giants or the Shoppers, like the grocery stores owned by white folks, they're closing down because of all of the stealing. Blanche, guess what they're putting? Asian markets. Why? Because y'all not gonna walk in them
Oh
Asian
no,
markets and
they're
steal.
not gonna play with you.
Y'all not. They not gonna play with y'all.
I just saw a video. Black girl goes behind the counter, says she finna beat them up. Them two Asian dudes, when I say they beat the break off of her, I'm talking about this.
Good.
This dude was up. This dude must have uppercut her like 50 times. She was like, okay, okay. They was like, okay, y'all got it, y'all got it. It was like, nah, When I tell you they beat her, they was beating her so bad. The guys outside of the behind the glass talking about they wanted to jump them. I said, wait a minute, y'all were cheering her on to go back there. She get beat up, now y'all want to beat them up. I said, no.
Like, why you get us into this man? No, seriously. Y'all don't want that work with Asians. Y'all
No.
know y'all don't want that
At
work.
all. They don't play any games.
Oh my God. All right. So I'm gonna say, hold on. Wow, if you want to be bureaucratic, hire black women to do the PR. I don't. Well, I guess, right? Maybe. I don't get it. Explain a little bit more. It says, you're finally, yes, kudos to Blanche. She's getting, y'all go follow Blanche and follow me, please.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to get my subscribers. I'm trying to be like Blanche.
Follow Red Pill Brown Girl. You about to blow up though.
Nah, I just I mean, it's nice to have friends and I just appreciate all your support. I tell you, before I met Blanche, I felt like I knew him. And Blanche, y'all, if it's ever a dude that like will curb you, and mind you, I'm not even trying to like get to know you, but I'm just wanting to work with you. Blanche don't play that. Don't be in his DM. So I'm like, hey, can I get a meeting with you? Can I get on a live with you? Nah, Blanche be curbing. So I'm so grateful. I protect our friendship because I got to meet you with Chad O. Jackson. I think that was the first time I got to meet you.
We did a live.
Yep, that was the first time I met you. It's with Chad.
Okay.
Yeah. So, nah, we have a message. I think that is super super important for Black people to understand and know. And God's image bearers, it doesn't matter what color that they bear His image in. It's just not right to just treat them like that. White people are pretty awesome, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah, yes. And we're saying this because they're getting negative press constantly.
Yeah.
Like they're doing nothing right. I'm just like, listen, what that lady went through is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She dedicated her whole life to something, to doing God's work, and y'all just burn it up in an instant. I can't respect that. I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I'll never want to live in a country where you can say it. And I mean, like, it's so Charlemagne, going back to the Breakfast Club, y'all, like, they're literally saying the word. Like, they just kept saying it. And it was like, nope, you can't say it. Ha ha ha.
You
And,
know what I find interesting
mhm.
is that when black people are dealing with white people, they never want to prove anything that's beyond some foolishness. Like they never want to prove they're smarter. They can solve a quadratic equation. Like, they never want to prove anything that requires mental aptitude. It's always, I can say the N word, you can't, you ain't, like it's always some low vibrational, it's just low hanging fruit stuff. It's never, I'm a design this rocket. You know,
No,
it's never nothing that's great. Like it's always
degeneracy. It's usually just, I
like they
mean,
never say, I'm gonna climb Mount Everest. It's never anything that requires you to step outside of yourself. It's always some just low vibrational nonsense.
yeah, and it's everywhere. Like I was, like I was a part of. I got privy to a conversation, with this situation. Let me just call it a situation, and everybody else was trying to follow the rules of the situation, and then there was a black woman. Then there was Blanche, Blanche, and then there was a black woman.
That's a shirt.
She that's a shirt. And then there was a black. She needed to be explained over. She had to tell you why the rules didn't fit for her and what special circumstances that she had that went against. I just I get so embarrassed, and y'all wonder why I keep saying, like, I'm not that. If that's black, I'm not gonna be that, Blanche.
Right. But you know what it is though? And I realized it's just you don't have a victim mentality.
No, no, neither do you.
You should have read that last chat. Because I think he
What?
tried to explain what you had said, what you were asking about.
Oh, which one?
From Nicodemus, 70% of black women, that comment. Socialist countries in Europe put unbearable people as their receptionists
Got it.
so they
Okay.
can socialist countries in Europe put unbearable people as their receptionists so they can keep passing the buck. So if 70% of US government employees are black women that are insufferable, nothing gets done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And then they ran, Elon Musk out of there just for helping. Can you imagine somebody steals your money, let somebody, you don't know where all this is going. Tax dollars are getting taken, and somebody says, "Hey, I want to go look and see how we can take less of your money." And the blacks, the whites, the American, they all crash out.
They crashed out. They crashed out.
That's embarrassing. We're not serious. And so, speaking of serious, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on you because I think that this look, hold on. He said Crystal would just be having the time of her life. All this, I know. Just leave me alone. I'm always getting cooked on my laugh, but y'all, I be having a good time.
Yeah, but they want you to be miserable though. They don't want to see you happy.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm telling you. So, speaking of seriousness, let's do this. President Trump gave a press conference today that talked about, y'all talking about the boycott. I'm telling you what's happening at the adult person's table. Y'all at the child's table. At the adult table, President Trump had a press conference today where JD Vance, is going to lead a project of people that allow the governmental entities to investigate the Somalians stealing those $1 billion, um the $20 billion. And President Trump said, can you imagine the American people work so hard all for these people to just like steal it. And it was in several programs with autism. Let's just look at it. I thought it was so genius that he talked about this, and no one is even talking about it at all. Like, y'all talking about the stupid Target boycott. Like no one cares. Like no one cares. Hold on, listen to this. It's so interesting. And the fact that people are not rioting in the streets demanding that this be done. Blanche, that's what should be happening.
Right.
Demanding. We talking about foolishness. Let me show you. Hold on. Stop. All right. Okay, here we go. So just to kind of give you guys context and set it up, this what was happening is all these states were getting federal funds, but when it comes to auditing or finding out where the money is going, they would tell the government, you can't audit my books. So here's the Somalis and all of them ciphering off this money. I mean, President Trump said a a state will start off with like $1 million in autism funds, and then it'll turn to 400 million in like 5 years. He's like, these kids don't have autism. So he just signed this executive order that forces the states to work with the federal government,
the
and
president
nobody's
made it
talking
very
about
clear he wanted us to take the fraud problem seriously because nobody had until he was president. We started to figure out one big hole that existed is that the agencies of the government weren't actually talking to each other. So Treasury would have evidence of financial fraud, but wasn't talking to the Department of Justice about it. Health and Human Services had evidence of Medicaid fraud, but wasn't talking to the Department of Treasury about it. So what this executive order does is force the entire apparatus of the federal government to do two things: stop the fraud in the American taxpayer and make sure that the benefits that ought by right go to American citizens and not to fraudsters. Andrew Ferguson will be the vice chair and is going to do a great job. If you're curious what's the difference between the vice chair and the chair, the vice chair is going to do all the work and I'm going to take all the credit. Andrew.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah, look, I mean, millions and millions of Americans pay into these programs every day, and they expect to get something out of it. And this fraud is just siphoning money that millions of Americans pay to fund their hospitals, to fund their daycare centers, into completely fake businesses. It isn't just unfair to all of us as taxpayers who pay for all this. It's particularly unfair to the Americans who need this the most and watch this money leave their hospital, leave their school system, and go out to fraud. And that is why this effort is so important. And I think we've just begun really looking at this, but I think that one of the things we're going to find is that in a lot of these agencies, the previous administration was pretty lax about existing anti-fraud controls, and we're going to expose that too.
I would take the word pretty out. I would change it with unbelievably lax. They weren't, not even lax. Lax isn't a good enough word. The previous administration was fraudulent, okay? And I think that's what you're going to find also. And, you know, we worked so hard, like most favored nations drug prices. For years, people have wanted. We paid the highest drug prices anywhere in the world by far, by 5 times, 6 times, 10 times more than London would be paying in New York, more than any city in Europe was paying than our cities. We would have a pill that would sell for $10 in Munich.
Okay, y'all probably have heard him say that. The most favorite nation. Blanche, you were still looking at it?
Oh, you can take it off, yeah.
Yeah. So I say that to say this man and his cabinet is working their butt off. You know, their butt off for us. And we do, I say it all the time. We don't deserve him, Blanche. We do not deserve that man.
Well, they're gonna just wait till the next president. They'll see. And then the one after that one's gonna be, this next one may be okay, I don't know, but the one after that one, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Because the right is too weak to, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. Maybe not this next one, but the one after that one, it's over. I'm sorry. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he's perfect, you guys. I mean, well, he's a perfect president for me, but I don't want me saying that to be an endorsement, on Blanche. You got to speak for your own. But I mean, he's really doing a great job. Like doing a great job. And for us to just be talking about racism and talking about, fighting with each other over the color of our skin, is just stupid. We should really be asking, what are those black women that those 70% of government employees, why they have not found this fraud?
Well, what I find interesting is that we say that Trump is not perfect, but why is it when it comes to him that's the standard?
Agree.
Like any other person, they get to be flawed and it's okay. Matter of fact, people welcome their flaws. But when it comes to Trump, he has to be perfect. I'm like, where did y'all get this from? I don't know. I think it's disingenuous. I just think that we've never graded a president this hard.
Agree.
Trump. We've never seen a president that gets scrutinized for everything that they do and say. Like there is nothing that he can do or say that's not scrutinized or put under a microscope. If he wakes up and goes on the balcony and waves, oh, look at him, he's trying to signal to the Nazis. Like they're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy.
It's so true. It's so true. Like I think it was Candace Owens when she was talking about how President Trump drinks Diet Cokes, and they were like kind of talking about how he always drinking Diet Cokes and it's not healthy. But Barack Obama smoked cigarettes, and I heard he smoked a lot more than cigarettes. Barack Hussein Obama, but they were just kind of talking about President Trump smoking, like, I mean, President Trump drinking Diet Coke. It's insane.
Yeah, and yes, it is insane. And I don't know, it's just bad because everything gets overshadowed because the media is so corrupt. And yeah, it's bad. Even
Yeah.
even investigating the Somalians, that's not big news. like even holding them accountable is not even big news, and it's just
No, they keep saying that he's stupid. Did you get a chance to watch about the Iran war? Pete Hegseth talked about the media and how we are we're our people, especially white people, black people have never been patriotic, but white people have betrayed their own self and their own
yes.
children, because our news is literally thinking that we, the United States of America, a Christian nation, I know everybody's not Christian, but a Christian nation, is going to lose the war against Iran.
First,
Iran. We, as the most powerful nation in the world, are going to. They got us thinking that, Blanche. How
how
stupid?
stupid, how dumb can you all be? It's just so. If the U.S. wanted to tonight, they could level Iran in minutes.
Rumble. I mean,
I mean, literally in minutes. It literally in minutes it would not even exist anymore. It'd just be a vacant. It'd just be a vacant land space. It's just so to think that Iran, out of all countries, as a matter of fact, might as well say Iran, Iran,
Iran.
Iran. To think that they could defeat the U.S. is pure stupidity. It's just a way, in my opinion, to discredit Trump. It's to say that Trump got us in a war that we can't win, just to make it sound sensational. It's just dumb. Can't nobody beat the U.S. Stop. Nobody can beat the U.S.
But why
But
would we want that, Blanche? That's it's why would y'all want that? Why would y'all be rooting for your children to this is your children's future, your children's inheritance?
because they believe that anything is better than white people being in charge. And they don't, you said it. Elon Musk said it. People take for granted this modern civilization. And the problem is that people have grown up with the comforts of what the West has offered. And
Mm.
your mind can't even conceptualize. Go to Liberia. No, go to China and protest and see what happens to you. Just go to China, and they're gonna call you out your name. Just go to China, do what y'all do over here, do it in China, get called out your name because they got a whole bunch of racial slurs for you, and then start tearing stuff up and see what happened to you.
Look, go to Iran that y'all love so much. They killed 20,000 people, like
For
sprayed
pro-
them like bugs.
for protesting, they killed them. 20,000 gone.
And y'all all in the streets.
Go to Israel. What is it?
Gaza Strip? Or
Gaza. What's the people? Palestinians.
yeah. Oh, no, forget it.
Go over there with the Palestinians, the Gaza Strip. Behave like you all behave, and see what they do to you. Just go there and see what they do to you.
Go over to Somalia
Oh,
and demand your money back. Like, just go stand in the streets.
they might eat you. They might eat you in Somalia. I'm just telling
And
you.
y'all would have a righteous cause. That would be a righteous cause. If y'all went over to Somalia and say, hey, y'all got my money.
We want our reparations. We want our reparations back.
Y'all would be dead
They-
before they wouldn't even need a coffin to bury you. Like they just throw you in the ocean or something.
I'm talking. But they can't conceptualize. They can't conceptualize not growing up with this in this modern society. Their whole purview is of comfort and ease and abundance. Think about it. It's all an abundant situation where everything is great. For you to wake up in the morning and be able to talk about the president, you know what kind of country you live in? Go to Somalia and talk about whoever runs Somalia. Just get up and talk and see what happened to you. They will knock your head off your shoulders and then kicking it down. They'll play. It'll be a whole soccer game with your head. They'll be playing soccer with your head.
Blanche, you talked about when you went to Africa. Can you please talk about it? Please.
I went to Africa believing the hype, the nostalgia. I got off that plane and I promise you, I said, I'm home. I'm with my people. Man, that phone turned and looked at me like I'm talking about mugging, no kind of hospitality, nothing. Just me mugging, scanning me up and down. Because you know you're not from there. When I tell you that my homegirl told me, she said she was in Africa for 6 months. I'll never forget this. That girl said, I am so glad I was a slave. I said, why would you say that? She said, oh, you gonna find out. Don't worry about it. Just you'll find out. And sure enough, I was over there for a month.
Oh
By
my
the time
God.
I left, I said, okay, I get it.
Yeah. And we take it for granted. So hold on, you said it's mind-boggling how libs of all skin tones are cheering the demise. Like, why would you do that? Oh, and you said 40,000, not 20. It was 40.
40 billion. 40 billion.
No, I'm talking about 40,000 protesters that they killed.
Oh yeah, my bad, my fault. Yeah, it was 40,000. Yes, it was 40,000. Yes.
Like sprayed them like bugs. But Iran is not alone. 21st century
Hezra.
Hijra, I don't know that word, y'all, planted militant Muslims all over. China backs Iran and Russia. Y'all, China is not going to come to Iran's defense. I don't know what y'all been smoking. China is a production economy. They survive off of producing goods that people buy. Who are those people that buy the goods that they produce? Hold on, let me guess. It's Iran. Is it Iran? No, it's Americans. Okay, y'all. China is not jumping in no fight for Iran. It's just not happening, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all been sold a bill of goods.
You will never see two countries that have something to lose fight.
No.
You will never see China and the U.S. fight. You will never see a country, two countries that are first world powers fight each other. You'll never see it. You'll never see it happen. It's too much to lose.
Unless they're not going to fight for Iran. Unless you
no.
That's the most important part of it.
Listen, y'all. I don't know. Y'all listen. Y'all done built the round up to be something it's not. It's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. Iran will lose tomorrow.
If we were, and I mean, I heard Steven Crowder say this, and I actually agree with him.
Give me 1 second, please.
Okay, go ahead. I heard Steven Crowder say this, and I actually agree, you guys, that if the U.S. was an evil nation, if they were an evil nation, Canada would cease to exist. You guys, we literally take care of Canada. We take care of everybody in our Western hemisphere. I found out and Google this, you guys. We give China money. Like, we give China money. We are such a generous nation. Y'all, don't believe the hype of the media. Do not believe the hype of the media. Ain't nobody coming to Iran's rescue. Not against us. They ain't doing it. They might talk all of this big talk. They ain't coming. They're not. They're not. And I just kind of know that our media is really evil when they want us to root for our children's demise. Okay, so let me see the super chat. Hey, Carmel Wandar. You said there is no way China going to fight against their biggest Temu shoppers. Girl, Iran is not buying their Temu. Iran is not buying their Shein. They're not. That's us, y'all. So it's so true. It's so true. El Hombre Negro, you said China gets goods from Iran, sell it to America. Yeah, like seriously. They're not getting rid. Blanche, you had to see the super chat. She said there is no way China gonna fight against their biggest Temu shoppers.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
So, anywho, Blanche, I kept you on here. Blanche drinks a lot of water, y'all. Y'all need to drink your water.
Yeah, I've been doing my little challenge. I drink a gallon a day, so I got about 8 ounces left.
And you got to sit there and just drink it. It's so good.
It's so hard to do, though. It's just a gallon of water a day is tough, y'all. You just get tired of drinking water.
Yeah. Okay. So, fun fact: China owns more U.S. government debt than any other nation. Forget the rhetoric. China has a massive economic interest in the well-being of America. Yeah. Thank you, PBE 777. We believe the hype. China. I've always said this, and I don't know much about geography or history or anything like that. So you never hear me like kind of quoting it. And if I do, I'm most likely going to get it wrong, y'all. So I don't claim to be that, but it never felt right to me saying China was our enemies. Now, China is not our friend. Don't get me wrong. Like, they did a lot of crap, but why wouldn't you want your nation to be the most powerful nation? They're not going to help us. Our biggest enemies are internal.
Right.
Yeah. They said, what year did you go to Africa, Blanche?
I want to say 05 or 06.
Really?
So, I mean, a lot's probably changed now with the media and propaganda. So I hear it's a lot different over there now than when I went. but I went before the social media era, so yeah, they weren't too. Yeah,
I don't think it's probably even different, Blanche.
you don't
Like you
think so?
see it, yeah. I mean, like it's my mom. She just went to South Africa, and she wanted to go to oh God, what's there's a country underneath, but they couldn't go because they like all of the killing and the shooting, all of the killing. It's like by South Africa.
Hmm.
I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
But she couldn't go, so they ended up going to South Africa, and she said, I mean, it was beautiful. You could eat off the floor, but she couldn't go to the neighboring countries because they were shooting where she had originally um set up. So Blanche, read this one. I think this is nice. This comment.
From Prudence, my husband still going strong in the 90-day challenge. He's going to maintain it past the 90 through to Easter Sunday. Amen, man. That's what I'm gonna do it too. I, let the resurrection Sunday be the, you know, freedom day.
I know. Yeah, I think it's so nice that you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think it was Zambia. I wanna say it was Zambia. She wanted
Zambia? Okay.
Yeah, but she couldn't go because of all the, the folks be killing. Or maybe it was Johannesburg. It was one of those, but, she couldn't go. All right, Blanche. Well, thank you so much.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed this. I'm so happy that we got a chance to talk to Nicole. She peeps. And are you gonna go to Detroit? Like, if she give me a invitation to go to Detroit, I'm going.
Yeah, I can go see my family up there too.
You got family in Detroit? I've
Well,
never
they, they're,
been.
they're in the suburbs, Ann Arbor.
Blanche is bougie, y'all. Blanche is low key. He act all like Blanche is low key from a good grade, okay? And we gotta get find Blanche
Try to give me
a
a
wife.
wife. Huh?
We gotta get you a wife. I keep telling him all these people procreating without these good genes. We need some mini Blanches and not many Daquans
Not
and
many Umars and Umars.
Taquation is what April say. Taquation.
Dear black people, stop cursing your children with them made up names, man. Them names is foolish.
Oh my god.
You
Oh
ain't
my
never
god.
seen a child with that name grow up to be something great. Stop doing that.
Facts. Okay, so China owns US backed government bonds. They don't dictate commerce or policy. People make things up to suit their own bias and ignorance of finance. Research before spot. That is the truth. PBE 77. So Blanche, if you just ask Google like what nations we send money to, they'll tell you all the nations we send money to, but they won't say China. But then I said, which money? Because President Trump says we send money to all these countries. And so I said, okay, which countries do we not send money to? And so it was only like a few countries. And I was like, China wasn't on there. I was like, we give them money. Ain't that something?
I think we finna fight. You crazy. We're not about to fight.
They not gonna fight. That would be so beautiful. Little Blanche is running around. Amen. Let's get him up. Let's get
Who
him
said
on.
who said that?
Hold on. Pamela Callahan, 6156. I don't know, Pam. Don't hit him up in his I would say hit him up in his DM, but he ain't gonna answer you.
Listen, I remember I used to check my DM years ago. I thought it's too much. I said it's too much.
Yeah. All right. Oh God, Jamar Quavius.
Like Jamarquavius Jenkins, aka JJ, he is going to prison. Like he's gonna have a bad life.
That baby need to change his name.
You have to.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you. We've been on for 2 hours and 13 minutes, you guys. If you have not already, please go like, share, subscribe to this channel. Y'all, we wanted to talk about the Target boycott, but who cares? Who ca- Good luck, black people. Y'all did it. Glad y'all came together. Now let's try getting the schools together.
Right. Get the schools to buckle.
Exactly. Get the schools to get the kids to read and write on grade level. Get Target to give money to the schools and not Jamal Bryant.
It's disgusting. I'm
It's,
disgusted.
I know. All right, you guys, hold on. He said even Bliggity's name Moses for people.
My dad's name, my dad's name was Moses. It's funny.
Shut up. Was your dad named Moses?
And it's crazy because back then he switched. So he switched his. He used to hate being called Moses, so he ended up switching his middle name around with his first name.
Oh my God.
So
What is
it was Allen Moses, Allen Moses. But his real name is really Moses. He used to hate it. They used to be like, "Hey, you
didn't
gonna
choose
part?
the field?
Hey, you gonna part the Red Sea?" He used to hate it. You gonna lead us? And so yeah, and
Children are so mean.
he was nothing like Moses. Boy, I'll tell you
I
what.
know you gave the story of your dad. We
Nothing
gotta
like
do
Moses.
that. We gotta do that one day. Like listen to the. I definitely want to hear your story. I know
Oh,
your audience probably like heard it several times, but
oh yeah, we can talk about it. It's foolish though. It's foolishness.
yeah, yeah. All right, you guys. Oh God, thank you so much, Pamela. You said a great show. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Oh, K King said thank you. Best show on YouTube. Thank you, fam.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, Jasmine Crockett had a criminal on her bodyguard, yet Orange Man back. Oh yeah, you saw Jasmine Crockett bodyguard got smoked.
What? He got killed?
Smoked. Fighting against the cops, pull out a gun.
What?
Y'all, like, let me tell you, when I saw the story, I already knew what it was. Like yeah. So
Her
this was not
bodyguard was fighting with the police?
one of her bodyguards. So this is the person that she hired as her bodyguard was with, and let me tell you, he was being arrested for whatever, just something black, and he couldn't just
Comply.
comply. He just couldn't comply.
Because he was
Blanche,
guilty.
Blanche, he couldn't even, not even for her sake, to say, okay, man, I don't want Jasmine to look bad. I don't want to bring down her name. Let me chill out. She gonna get me off. Let me call her when
Right.
I get arrested.
Right.
He just couldn't do it, Blanche.
Somebody said he had a standoff with the police. He had a standoff.
Yep. Yep. I had a gun. It was bad. Hold on, let me see. Blanche, how much time you got?
We can spend about a couple more minutes.
Crockett. Security guard, yeah. I mean, it's sad. I mean, it's not too sad. Suicide by cop, y'all don't really I can't even pretend. Hold on, stop. Hold on. Here you
PBE.
go, y'all. Sorry.
And watch it take shape.
I want to get you now to a major story unfolding. This one involves a man who was killed by Dallas police earlier this week outside of Children's Medical Center. Sources say the man who was fatally shot by SWAT actually ran a business placing law enforcement officers in off-duty jobs, and apparently he was also part of the security detail for Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Our JD Miles tonight investigating how he apparently, using aliases, was able to become such a prominent figure in the public safety community.
Aliases.
To North Texas law enforcement officers and U.S. Capitol Police, he was known as Mike King, but sources tell us that's not the name of the man shot and killed by Dallas police on Wednesday night. during an investigation into his alleged double life as a suspected criminal, also working as a security officer for a local U.S. Congresswoman. These images of Mike King standing close to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett shows how trusted he was as part of her security detail while she's been in office and while on the campaign trail during her recent run for a U.S. Senate seat. Multiple law enforcement sources say King was the man shot and killed after a standoff with Dallas police SWAT officers on Wednesday night. Police say he was chased into a hospital parking garage where he barricaded himself inside a vehicle before he was forced out by tear gas and pulled a gun on officers. Sources say he was wanted for impersonating a law enforcement officer.
Crazy, right?
Oh yeah, he was going to prison.
Crazy, right?
He was going to prison. That's why. Yeah, he was going to prison. That's where he was going.
And mind you, I don't like Jazzy at all. I'm not going to say that she knew. Black Sly.
She don't know. She ain't even that thorough. She's not even that thorough with who her team. She didn't know. She didn't.
But yeah, but that goes to show you guys can't.
He looked the part. She probably liked him a little bit. Yeah. She come on.
Yeah. Anyhow. All right, you guys, we getting off for real this time. I love hanging out with y'all. We going to continue to do this. Blanche, how can they follow you? How can my followers find you?
You all can find me on YouTube at He Is Blanchard, Instagram He Is Blanchard, Twitter He Is Blanchard, and then on TikTok Free Blanche. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, you guys, and if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps us with the algorithm. We appreciate all your comments. We appreciate all of your super chats. We are super, super grateful that you even listen to us. We be having a good time out here. So continue to watch us when we go live. And until next time, peace.